GCSEs, page 51, there are some schools that have done really tremendously well and have improved English and maths at what is now 5+, 4+. We look at schools like Grace Convent, Harris Academy, but we do have a number of schools that are declining. And I was going to say I don't want to pick a school up, but I will, for the sake of the example, pick a school. So if we look at William Edwards, you go back to 2016, and we had 73% of young people there leaving with what is now 4+ in English and maths. Last year, down to 71.7%. This year, down to 67.1%. When does that become a trend that would cause concern?
That would be a trend that's already been picked up by the school themselves, and it, again, as Linda said, that might be cohort specific. It is a conversation Rory and I are going to every one of the schools, along with Malcolm and another member of staff, to discuss their trends and to look at the mitigation and to look at what the impact is of any interventions and what it's looking like. We have agreed to have those conversations annually with the schools, and the schools where data has taken a downward turn would be the ones that we'll be going into first.
But it can't be a cohort issue if it's 3 or 4 years in succession of decline, can it?
That's right.
Okay, so conversations are ongoing.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the final one for me is the A-level situation. We've got to find a way of being able to report the performance of Thurrock students when it comes to A-level. Saying that the establishment is transferred to another authority so we can't get the figures just isn't good enough.
It's not that we can't have the figures. They won't count as Thurrock official figures.
But we still need a way of reporting.
We have agreement that they will, Civic or United College,
we know what you mean.
Called, that they will share that data with us, and they have shared it with us. It can't go down as Thurrock data, but I can share that with you, and I'm quite happy to do so.
I think in future years we need a way of bringing that data to this committee so that we can see what's going on.
I'm happy to include that next time.
Thank you. Please.
7.2, page 33. It's a graph of grade 4 and 5 plus in GCSE for 2018. While grade 4 in maths and English, we are hitting 72 or 67 for 2018 in 4. When we hit 5, it kind of dips down to 50%, which is kind of worrying with the knowledge that in either next year or the year after, they're going to move the grade boundary up for a pass from 4 to 5, which means roughly half of all students would therefore not be able to pass GCSE. What exactly would you do about that?
I think the mitigation is these are the whole point of the new grade boundaries was to improve standards, therefore the exams are harder. These young people haven't had very long on that new curriculum in order to make that change. So the students undertaking their first year of GCSE study this year will have much longer than the students that have taken them currently.